Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good. Good morning. Uh, just a second. Pawan. Okay, good. Little bit. Ashok Reddy. All right. So, hope everyone are doing good. Let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? Oh, it is EFS, not EFS. Or is that EFS? Okay. What else? Okay. Ready for shootout round? Please try to adjust today. Okay. So, is it possible to share the volume to the multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Answer is no. So, what is the service that you should use for that? EFS. What is the full form of EFS? Elastic File System. Okay. And EFS is completely managed by AWS. And EFS is limited storage or unlimited storage? Unlimited storage. And EFS works for which type of operating systems? Linux. And EFS is what based storage? File based storage. And for Windows machine, which service do you use for shared storage? FSX. And this EFS is limited storage or unlimited? Unlimited. And do we need to pre-provision this EFS? No. Okay. Screen kuddiga paiba. And if you want to, okay. Is it fine, guys? You can put it on top, no, aram se you can. Is that fine? Okay. Kinda keep. Okay, thank you, Pawan. Okay. All right. So, okay. Sorry for that disturbance online, guys. Yeah. Want to see you, sir. Pray to God. I'm just kidding, Srikanth. Sure, but definitely we'll meet. Don't worry. Now in online, habituated. Okay. So, and also, if you want to transfer the data, huge data to AWS, so, and that is a huge data. So, which service do you choose? Snow Family. So, Snow Family is a online data transfer or a physical data transfer? Physical data transfer. And in Snow Family, we have how many devices? 3. Yeah. You want to say? What are those? Snow cone, Snow Edge and Snow Mobile. And Snow Cone supports how much terabyte? 8 terabyte. And the second one, Snow Edge, 100. Snow Mobile, petabytes. See, please write down in your book, this Snow family in previous, see here, first hold on. So previously we also call it as Snow Cone, not snow, snowball. What's that? Snowball. Snow family, the previous name was Snowball. And also some people also call it as import export service. Write down that also. Import export service. We are importing, we are exporting, no, to AWS. So that's why we call it as import export service. Right? Snow family is also called as Snowball and import export service. So just in case if someone asks what is import export service, then you talk about the Snow family. Nice. And then I need to, do we have any versions on it? No, on the command line we have, but we'll talk later on that, Srino. And also guys, so now I have lots of documents which I'm not frequently using it. So which is the service do you recommend to store it and I want to do the cheaper price? Glacier. What is that? Glacier. So Glacier is used for archiving purpose. So anywhere in any certification question and all, if you see archive, then you should use Glacier. And by the way, Snow family push the data to which service? Which service? Snow family push the data to which service? Yeah. S3. Which service? S3. Well, you have chair? Okay. Okay. So next. Now in on-premises, I have a limited storage, but I want to utilize AWS storage services. Right? So which is the service do you recommend? Service name. Storage gateway. What is that? Storage gateway. And if someone asks what is the storage gateway model it is using, then you should call it as hybrid storage model. Super. And then in that storage gateway, what are the storage services that AWS is supporting? S3, EBS, Glacier, FSX. Only 4. Super. And then we have learned about if you want to create a databases. So which service do you recommend? RDS. What is the full form of RDS? Relational Database Services. So EC2 we call it as EC2 instance. Lightsail we call Lightsail instance. In here in RDS we call it as RDS DB instance. RDS DB instance. So this RDS is a database or it's a database service? Database service. Nice. And then this RDS supports only RDBMS databases? Answer is yes. And then how many engines this RDS support? What are those? PMI is okay. Tell that. MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, Postgres, MariaDB, Aurora. So which is our AWS baby? Aurora. Nice. And is it possible to do RDP and SSH to the RDS instance? No. The entire platform is completely managed by AWS. Good. And which is a NoSQL service in AWS? DynamoDB. It's a relational database or non-relational? Non-relational. And which is a data warehouse service in AWS? Redshift. Data warehouse. And then I have my application which is data is frequently getting access from the database. So what is Elasticache? Excellent. What is that? In-memory database caching service. What is that? In-memory database caching service. Very good, Nana. And then this Elasticsearch supports how many engines? 2 engines. What are those? Redis and Memcached. Redis and Memcached. Super. Excellent. So let me share my screen. Okay, let's jump on to the today's services. So today, what we do is, okay, see, when I draw like this, what is this called? Elastic Load Balancer, ELB. So these are EC2 instances. So let's say I went and set up the EC2 instances and load balancer like this. So this is my ELB. These are EC2, EC2, and EC2. And load balancer is sending the traffic to the EC2 instances. Okay, ma. And now tell me, how do I access my load balancer using? What do you, another name? DNS name. What we call it as? DNS name. Very good. We use the DNS name. We use the DNS name. So generally, whenever you create a load balancer, guys, whenever you create a load balancer, DNS name will be generated automatically. But who will give this DNS name? AWS will give the DNS name automatically. Who will create? AWS will generate the, and you know how does it look like? It look like this. HTTP:// if you are given the load balancer name is mylb, it gives some random numbers dot ap minus south minus 1 dot elb dot amazon aws.com. It looks like this. The URL looks like this. Can you tell me, is it recommended to give this URL to your customer? Obviously, no, right? So it looks nicer or nastier. It looks very nasty, right? So it is definitely should not give this kind of URL to the customers. How do you need to give the URL to the customers? Nice name you need to give, right? Like, you know, facebook.com, like, or your own boom.com, something like this. So now there is a service in AWS where you can do this mapping from nasty URL to nice URL. So let's say I want my website name is boom.com, for example. So boom.com, can I do the mapping to the ELB nasty URL? Can I do the mapping like this? Yes. So if someone hit boom.com, it will go to my nasty URL. So that mapping I need to give. So which is a service in AWS where you can do this DNS mapping? So that service name is Route 53. What is that, Nana? Route 53. Everyone say that? Route 53. So this Route 53 is a DNS service in AWS. R53 is a DNS service in AWS or from AWS. And now, why do you see that there is a number called 53? No. What do you think? What is that 53? Age of Jeff. Right? That is the port number. What is the port number? Who is port number? DNS port number. What is the DNS port number is what? 53. So 53 is the DNS port number. That's why they call it as Route 53. So DNS port number is 53. That's why they call it as Route 53. City, can I call this boom.com, which is pointing to ELB nasty URL, is like a record? This can I solve it? It is a record? Yes. Like this, can we create multiple records? Yes. So guys, this Route 53 contains what? Records. Route 53 contains what? Records. And now there is a question. There is a question. Whenever you hit any service, whenever you hit your website, or application, can you tell me which service will go and hit first? Huh? Excellent. Route 53 itself. So whenever you hit boom.com or facebook.com, whenever you hit facebook.com, so which is the service will go and hit first in Route 53, because it contains the domain name mappings, no? So where does it go? It will route it. Route 53 will route it to the appropriate records. For that reason, which is the first service will hit first in AWS? Route 53. So it will hit to Route 53 here. Route 53. Oh, Route 53. It will go to Route 53 first, and then it will go to the load balancer. Route 53 contains the records, no? For that reason, it will go to Route 53 and it will check the record where it has to get routed, and it will get routed accordingly. That is called Route 53. So Route 53 is all about records. And what does the Route 53 do? It will just route to the appropriate records. Okay, is that clear? Nice. And now we have learned this topic already. VPC. What is VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. Can I say this virtual private cloud? It's like a virtual data center in the cloud. Can we say that? Yes. Because see, guys, we have our own on-premises, correct? We have our own on-premises. But do we using our own on-premises now? No. So instead of that, we are using where? AWS. So are you missing your own data center? No need, because you are getting like a data center only, but it is like VPC. So VPC is like a virtual data center. And whatever you create in AWS, everything should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So can I say that VPC is like a virtual data center in the cloud? Yes, it is like a virtual data center on cloud. And VPC is regional or global? Super. VPC is regional. Chidi, how many VPCs you can have? Maximum 5 VPCs per region. Super. And do you remember that hypnotism diagram? Very good. So you have like this AWS. Inside that we have Asian. So the outer layer is what? AWS, and then region, fantastic. And then, wow, VPC, and then availability zone, and then EC2. Wow, yeah, super, yeah. Nice, very nice. People will mostly confuse here, but you are answering. Very nice. So if you take any region, okay, if you take any region, how many VPCs you can create, Nana? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And these 5 VPCs can talk to each other by default? Answer is no. So 2 VPCs cannot talk to each other. How can you forget that example? Which example? Sulab complex example. Okay, don't forget it. So if you take this is a region, in region maximum, how you can create? Maximum 5 VPCs. Chiti, and also did I told you that? So if you go in, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. So if you want to go and launch an EC2 instance, you need to know a lot of technical things. And your EC2 instance should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So if you want to be inside the VPC, there should be one VPC, no? There should be one VPC. Then only you can go and launch an EC2 instance. But setting up a VPC is a little bit hard. But for us, it is easy. But for a normal fresher, those who don't know anything, he cannot blindly go and set up a VPC. So for that reason, first we need to talk about EC2 or VPC? VPC. But it is difficult, no? When I start taking about what is VPC and this is a network range, that subnets, that and all, you will get confused. So what the AWS did is, AWS is giving, Arey Babu, don't worry about the VPC. Don't learn about the VPC first. I am giving you a default VPC. What is that VPC? Default VPC. Use that default VPC and launch your EC2 instances. Once you are comfortable with my AWS services, then lastly, you go and learn VPC. You create your own VPC and you deploy everything in your own stuff. But until then, use mine. Which one? Default VPC. So every region will have a default VPC. Yes. Every VPC. So every region will have a default VPC. So Mumbai has a default VPCs. Yes. So every region will have its own VPCs. And what is that VPC called? Default VPC. So AWS provides default VPC. And which VPC that we should be using it? Default VPC itself. And every region has its own default VPC. Nice. Slowly. Aram se. Okay. Is it clear, ma? Getting it till here? Super. Now, let me take your real-time example. See here. Let's take your on-premises. There is a question from Vinod Kumar. What is the difference between VPC and hypervisor? What is hypervisor? It's a virtualization layer. Do we need to worry about that hypervisor at all? We no need to worry about the hypervisor. Hypervisor is completely managed by AWS. On top of it, we have our own application data and operating system, right? As a part of infrastructure as service. So if you want to set up your infrastructure safely, where do you set up? In the VPC, you need to set up. So hypervisor is at ground floor. You are using VPC in the 5th floor. Do you need to worry about the ground floor? No. But if your ground floor is very strong, only we will be in 5th floor. That means if your AWS infrastructure is good, then only we can go and set up everything. But we all believe that AWS infrastructure is really good. Yes, that is why it is number 1. So on top, we are in the top floor, right? So we'll be using our VPC. Okay. You can do both, Srikanth. Okay, there is a Srikanth has asked something called Terraform. What is that, na? Terraform. So Terraform is completely different tool, which is not from AWS. Okay. So let's say if you want to construct a building. All right. Okay. If you want to construct a building, what you do manually, you go and build everything. Using Terraform, you write the code, hit it. That will go and prepare the building completely. That is the difference. It's an automation tool. So for that, you need to have good coding and knowledge should be required. Okay. No, Terraform doesn't use Python, but it has its own language. So it is completely different. It's not from AWS. It's a tool where you can go. That is called infrastructure as a code. IaaC. What is that? Write down. That will be useful. But it's not from AWS, but it is useful. Infrastructure as a code. IaaC. So infrastructure as a code meaning, so Terraform will be used to automate your infrastructure. Right on. Someone got this terminology. That's why I'm telling you. Otherwise, not required at all. Terraform tool is used to automate the AWS infrastructure. And by the way, this Terraform is not only for AWS. We're using Terraform, you can automate infrastructure in Azure also, in Google Cloud also. So mostly any cloud provider, this is global, this is universal. Terraform is universal. But if you ask, sir, don't we have that same kind of service in AWS? Yes or no? Do you have that question? Sir, do we have like Terraform? Do we have any service in AWS where when I just go and write the code and then boom, enter it and then everything will get created automatically? Yes, AWS will not leave anything. So that service name is Cloud Formation. What is that? Write down in the bottom itself. In AWS, we have Cloud Formation to automate the infrastructure. In AWS, we have Cloud Formation. In AWS, we have Cloud Formation to automate the infrastructure. So It uses, CloudFormation uses YAML language. No, YAML means you are going to make ML, not YAML. Not YAML. YAML, YAML. You call, some people call YAML, some people call camel. You call it as YAML, whichever. What? YAML. Write down. Okay, YAML. Is that correct? YAML only. So, because in Europe they call it as YAML, not ML, YAML. Because I'm a European guy, right? So I don't know. Okay, so CloudFormation uses YAML language. Okay. Yet another markup language. That is a full form of it. No need to remember. Okay. Okay. Come back to our normal stuff, guys. Okay. See here. So we have consider we have the on-premises here. So we have on-premises. So, and this is your company. This is your company, correct? And then you have AWS here, correct? So eventually you will be working inside the company and connecting to the AWS, no? That is your goal, correct? That is eventually that we will be doing it, correct? So you have the company and then you are connecting to the AWS. This is AWS. Tell me, from company, how you are connecting to the AWS? Using network only, correct? Using network only. That meaning internet only? You will be connecting through internet only? Okay. Tell me this. We all have internet at our home. Is that dedicated internet or it is a shared internet? Everyone clear on that? It is shared internet only. Anyone says, no, sir, Amma Airtel is giving dedicated for me. No, right? It is a shared. Think of, you have multiple houses and they'll have only one pipe for the internet, right? So it is a shared internet. So this from company to AWS, all they're using shared internet only? Yes. So, but is it safe to use shared internet? No. Is it safe to connect from your company to AWS using internet, normal internet? No, right? So for that, what do we create? We create something called VPN. What is it, Nana? VPN. If you want to connect from your company to AWS, how do you connect? Using VPN. Who will set up this VPN? Your company people will set up the VPN. What is the full form of VPN? Virtual Private Network. So your company people will get connected to the AWS. Okay, now in the shared internet, you are using VPN, Virtual Private Network. That is safe, right? Your data is safe, good. But there are a few companies which are, they don't really, they are very strict. Let's say bankings, let's say NASA, let's say space related stuff, or government companies, government related organizations and all. So do they want to do they want to do the transaction on the shared internet? Right? Definitely not possible. So for that kind of companies, they need to have something called dedicated connection, correct? They need to have a dedicated connection. So for that, AWS is giving a service called Direct Connect. What is that, Nana? Direct Connect. So Direct Connect is nothing but it's only for you. It's a dedicated lease line connection from your company to AWS. It's a lease line connection. So just imagine you have Manjira water. It is shared from directly from river. They are putting direct pipe to your home. No, right? So if you think that, no, sir, I want a direct pipe from river to my home, government will put it or any other organization will put it, but they will charge you. Adike mele. Not even more. It's you need to heavily, so you need to pay. Similarly here also, if any companies want a direct connection to the AWS, they go for direct connect. You know how much they need to pay? Roughly $16,000 per month they need to pay. How much? $16,000. Okay. You want me to do the practical there? I need to come and teach tuition for you every day. AWS classes. Okay. So do you all understand what is direct connect? So we should not miss this kind of services, but at least we should know. As a future AWS architects, you will be going to the customers and you will be talking. So customer will give the requirement. If we say that, Babu, I need to have very secured environment, and then I don't need to have a shared internet, nothing should be going into the shared internet. So will you keep on thinking like that? No, you should recommend them. Yes, we have a service called Direct Connect, but you have to pay a little bit more. So say just a little bit more, and when they get it, he'll get the bill, he'll get the heart attack. Simple. You'll get the project. So is it clear till here, everyone? Nice. Is it clear, ma? Okay. Now, very important topic. Again, I'm saying online people, please get up, sit properly. Doresco, close your doors, keep your phone aside, and listen this carefully. Very important. And if you miss the topic, it's a little bit difficult to understand. Okay. So please concentrate. Route 53 repeat. Someone is saying Route 53 repeat. Whenever you create a load balancer will generate a DNS name, URL. Yes or no? Akhil. Yes. That URL is nice looking URL or nasty URL. Don't say to interview or nasty URL. I'm saying nasty URL to make you understand. So that nasty, will you give this nasty URL to the customers? So you have a nice application. Will you ask customer to put http://9864734.ap-south-1.elb.amazon.aws.com? Right? So you know, right? He'll hit like this and then he'll right. So he'll go mad. Okay, he'll go mad. So for that reason, it should be very easily rememberable and then friendly URL. For that reason, which is the service in AWS will help you to map that to the nice or friendly URL? Route 53. So in Route 53, you can map this nasty URL to nice URL. Okay. And also in Route 53, if you want to map it, you need to have a domain, no? Yes or no? You need to have a domain. So you need to purchase the domain. Please write down in Route 53 itself. When I went to Route 53, I could have explained there. But as time comes, I'm saying in Route 53, you can purchase domain also. In Route 53, write it in Route 53 section, please. In Route 53, we can purchase domains. In Route 53, we can purchase domains. There is also GoDaddy. Ashok Reddy is saying like you can purchase domain there. And in GoDaddy also you can purchase domain. You have GoDaddy, come mummy. Only GoDaddy, no come on. Right? So GoDaddy is HostGator. And then you have so many third-party providers. Okay. So you can go and purchase anywhere, no issues. But if you purchase everything in AWS, that will be really good for you. Otherwise, let's say, for example, you have an application called boom.com. You have purchased in GoDaddy and your infrastructure is in AWS. If someone is boom.com, where it will go first? It will go to, there is no domain in Route 53. He has purchased where? Kiske ke baab, GoDaddy, right? So the request will go to where? GoDaddy. From GoDaddy, that daddy has to send to this mummy in AWS, right? Because his mummy is in AWS. Correct? So by the time it will go to the daddy and come to mummy, customer will feel bad because the response time will get increased. Correct? So it is always recommended to have your domain and infrastructure in the same place so that the response time will be lower and you have a low latency. So please remember, it's always recommended to have the domain, everything in Route 53, so to reduce the latency. Okay. I hope that is clear on Route 53. Okay, no problem. See here, guys, now please concentrate. Now, I am, see here, very important. So consider this is our Mumbai region. This is Mumbai. And in Mumbai, what I did, I went and launched one EC2 I put an application. Okay. You need carefully. I'm asking one question here. Remember and carefully answer me. So here is the application. So now I have my application in Mumbai region, which is fine. And now tell me, those who are accessing my application from India, they'll have a low latency or high latency? Very good. They have the low latency. Now, my customers are in now different regions. My customers are in different regions. And this region is Ireland. This region is Canada. What is here in the bottom? US, and our kidney is here. And then here is our Tokyo is here. So I put multiple different regions across the world now. Now tell me, if they want to access from all the way from Tokyo to your application to Mumbai, what type of latency they have? Everyone. Okay. So it is has super. Answer is correct. They have a high latency. But the question for you here is, how do I give low latency to all the people across the world? Think and answer. So I have my customers throughout the world, and there is a, let's say for example, there is a user here, Ching Chong, right, in Tokyo. So Ching Chong wants to access boom.com, which is my application. My boom.com is in Mumbai, hosted in Mumbai. Now tell me, whenever he's accessing boom.com all the way from Tokyo, it is going all the way to Mumbai. By the time it comes, he'll have a high latency. Now tell me how to resolve this. Tell me, whatever you think, tell me. Some people said right thing, guys. Tell me some solution. VPN is from your company to AWS. I'm talking throughout the world. Clone it, right? Clone it. Correct. So clone it. So that meaning what? Where is your application here? In which region? Mumbai. So what you guys are telling is, sir, put the same application in Tokyo. Correct. This is what you are telling. Clone it. But the thing is here, I don't have that much budget to go and set up in each and every region. I don't have budget to have a setup in different regions. No. That is the only solution that you can give to clone your applications, to put your application in multiple regions, right? So for that, as we don't have that much budget to maintain the application in multiple, because I need to pay, no? I need to launch an EC2 instance, load balancer, etc. in each and every region. So I need to pay there in all regions. I need to pay. So instead of that, with low budget, AWS has introduced a service called Cloud Front. What's that? Cloud Front. So that's a service name. Cloud Front. As the name says, Cloud Front. As the name says, Cloud Front. As the name says, guys, cloud is in front of you. So our Ching Chong, who is in Tokyo, want to access boom.com, but he need to go all the way to Mumbai. No, there should be something in front of him itself. Cloud should be in front of his, right, in front of. So now this cloud front, AWS, what he is providing is something called edge locations. What, Nana? Very important. What AWS is providing here is every region has something called edge locations. Edge location, edge location, edge location, edge location, edge location. These edge locations are like servers, but doesn't matter whether it is a server or something, we don't care at all because edge locations are completely managed by AWS. Do you need to worry about the background of the AWS? No. So AWS is saying, Babu, there is something called edge locations. Think it as like a servers. And what does this edge location will do is, edge location will cache it. What it does? Cache it. It will cache. Or in other words, you can call it as cache. Cache, cache, cache. So you can use whichever word that you want to use. So cache it. So what it does, guys, what it does, see here, see the diagram. So what it does is basically every edge location will, what is the purpose of the edge location? To cache it, to cache it. So in CloudFront, okay, now tell me in EC2 service, what do you create? EC2 instances. In S3, what do you create? S3, what do you create? Bucket. What do you create? Bucket. In RDS, what do you create? Databases. In CloudFront, you need to create a distribution. What is that? Distribution. In CloudFront, you need to create distribution. So create a distribution. So while creating a distribution, it says, it will ask, AWS will ask, Babu, where is your origin? Where is our origin? Mumbai. So you need to mention your origin. Mumbai meaning your application is where? On the EC2 instance or on the load balancer? EC2 instance. So if you want to access your application, you need to access load balancer only, no? Can you access directly EC2 instance also, IP address? Yes. Your application can be accessed to the load balancer. Your application can be accessed through the IP address also. And also, which is the another service? See here, which is the another service where you can have your application? One is EC2, you have load balancer, and which is another service you can set up the website. Beanstack, very good. So if you go to Beanstack also, what is the backbone of Beanstack? So load balancer will be created in EC2, right? And which is another service? Lightsail also same. Okay, which is another service? S3. Oh, inta talent guna. Very good. What is that? S3. Super. So S3 meaning where we can go and set up static websites. Very good. Where we can go and set up static website. So your origin can be ELB. Yes or no? Your origin can be EC2. Your origin can be S3. Yes or no? So we can have this application as this in origin. So your origin, you need to select it. While you're creating a distribution, you need to select the origin. What is your origin, Nana? So ELB or S3 or some, etc. And also it will ask, Babu, in which places you want to cache it? In which places your application want to cache it? So guys, your edge locations are throughout the world. Every region has the edge locations. You know what? In India, you know how many edge locations are there? You know, in Hyderabad, we have one edge location. In Delhi, we have edge location. In Mumbai, we have edge location. So all very good cities, you know, AWS has put edge location. Now, I'm sitting in Hyderabad. My application is in Mumbai. So do I need to go, my request should go to the Mumbai? No. Somewhere in Hyderabad, we have the edge location where people like you has already configured CloudFront, saying that my application go and cache it in all edge location. So as the edge location is cached in our Hyderabad edge location, so do I need to connect to the Mumbai? No, I need to just connect it to the Hyderabad edge location. But do I need to connect it? No. When you click on boom.com, as a AWS engineer, we'll be configuring this in CloudFront. See, in CloudFront, we'll say that select your origin and select your in which places that you want to cache it. You want to cache it only, but you cannot select particular region here. You can select the continents. You want to cache it Asia. You want to cache it Europe. You want to cache North America, like this, etc. Okay, Nana? Right? So like this, you need to create a distribution. And also, it will ask, Babu, I'll cache it your application. So you're creating the distribution, no? So it will ask all this configuration. It says, Babu, I'll do your origin is in ELB in Mumbai, I understand. And you want to cache it only in Europe, I understand. How much time that you want me to cache? Correct? That is called TTL. What is that called? TTL, time to live. What is that? Time to live, TTL. So we need to mention TTL, time to live. So mention example, for example, 12 hours, Nana. Mention example as 12 hours. Now you tell me, see here. See here. I have mentioned the time TTL, the caching time as 12 hours. Let's say, for example, here, I have puppy.jpg. I have some puppy. And this puppy, when I configure this puppy, can you tell me this puppy will be stored across all the edge locations? Yes, puppy will be stored in all the edge locations. I'm going very slowly. Please concentrate. That's what I said. So puppy.jpg is, I'm giving a small image like this. Your entire application will get cached. No, all data will be cached. Okay, now this puppy.jpg will be cached for how many hours? 12 hours. 12 hours is mandatory? No, it is my example that I'm giving 12 hours. Can you put 8 hours? So maximum how many hours you can put? 24 hours. Correct, no? Okay. Now you have puppy.jpg. Now you understand that, array, it should not be puppy.jpg. Instead of puppy.jpg, I need to put apple.jpg. Okay, apple.jpg. I should not put puppy. I should put apple. So now, if I upload my application with apple.jpg, can you tell me, will that be immediately affected in my edge locations? What is your answer? No, because your cache is for how many hours? Your Ching Chong who is accessing from Tokyo will see puppy or apple? Puppy only. For how many hours he'll see? So if you have updated apple also, will he see apple.jpg? No. So he need to wait for how many hours? Is that good? He want to see it now. If you want to see it now, what you need to do? We can do it. So there is something called invalidate cache. What is it, Nana? Invalidate cache. So what we can do is we can tell to Hare CloudFront, there is puppy.jpg, remove it, replace with apple.jpg. So just go to console and where is that apple.jpg, that directory, you give the directory and hit enter and it will go and remove all the, it will go to all the edge locations and then it will take up this puppy.jpg and replace with apple.jpg. So now tell me, your application is in Mumbai and from Mumbai, the data should be cached to all your edge locations. Do you think that it is using normal internet? AWS has having its own network that is called CDN. What is that called, Nana? CDN. Full form of CDN is Content Delivery Network. So using this special network, all your application will be cached on the edge locations. You're getting it? Slowly. Don't think I'm reading Virupaksha Grandam. It's completely different. Okay. CDN will be used by only the CloudFront only? Answer is no. There are also other AWS services which will be using CDN in the backend, but mostly 90% will be used by CloudFront only. So edge locations are completely managed by edge locations. ELs are completely managed by, yes, managed by AWS. So edge locations is nothing but can I call it as application caching? So that can be static or dynamic. So you have a nice website with so many images inside it. So guys, So your customer is trying to access boom.com, which has so many images inside it, so many flowers, so many images are there. So does he need to go to all the way to Mumbai and get all that information from the server? By the time it will be taking, it will be having high latency, correct? Instead of that, what we can do, you can establish CloudFront, or you can use the edge locations to do it. So where do you configure all these things? So it will, so guys, and how is the cache, how much edge location will be cached for how much time? Based on the TTL, correct? Yes, it will be cached based on the TTL. Once the TTL is over, again it will go and get the data from your origin, correct? Yes. So we need to configure edge locations in which service? CloudFront service. Remember, when you create load balancer, it generates nasty URL. Yes. When you create CloudFront, this distribution also, CloudFront will generate the nasty URL. And how do you do the makeup for that? Where? In Route 53, you need to do the makeup. Super. So now you tell me here, our user Ching Chong is here. Okay. So user is accessing boom.com. And we are mapping it to directly to the ELB URL, ELB DNS name. Does it has any edge location with that record? No. Fantastic. Now I write like this. User is there. He's accessing boom.com. And in the backend in Route 53, I have mentioned CloudFront, CF, CloudFront URL. And URL, we have origin in the backend ELB. Now you tell me, this is using CloudFront now? This is using CloudFront. This URL is using CloudFront? Yes. So like this, we can give, if you hit boom.com, directly it will go to the CloudFront. That meaning edge location. Edge location will be giving the response to it. So here, user will be connecting to this edge location, and edge location will be giving reply to the user. You understand? Is it clear? So finally, can I write it here saying CloudFront has edge locations, and edge locations are connected with the CDN. Can I say that? Is it clear, Ma? Any questions? Yes, it will automatically go and get the data from your origin. Updated one. Whatever the data it has at that moment, it'll go and get the update. Can you explain in short? Okay, I'll explain in full gene also. See here, guys. So let's say you have an application. Now you need to answer. Let's say your application is in which region? Mumbai region. Can I put only Mumbai? You can take any region also, no issues. As we are in India, I'm taking it Mumbai. So in Mumbai, you have your application. So anyone who is accessing from India, they'll have a low latency because the infrastructure is in Mumbai. Now, your friend is in US and your friends are in US, Canada, Tokyo, somewhere in different regions throughout the world. And they have to connect all the way from their places to Mumbai. So they'll have a high latency or low latency? High latency, they have it. So we need to reduce that high latency, no? Because your users, that means your friends will be shouting, Are Babu, it is very slow, very slow, very slow. By the time you open boom.com, it will be ringa roses, that round loading will come. Right? So now, how to resolve this issue? There are two ways. One is have this application in every region and ask them to connect to that region only. Like this, right? So that is costly. Yes, it is costly. Instead of that, which service we can use? CloudFront we can use. CloudFront is providing what? Edge locations. Edge locations are completely managed by AWS. What does the edge locations will do? Application caching. So you can say caching. Does the edge location will cache only static or dynamic? Both it will cache. Good. Now what it does we do is, so in CloudFront, what do we create? Distribution. What do we create? What do we create? Distribution we create. While creating a distribution, if we need to give all the information, no, Babu, where is your origin? We'll say Mumbai ELB is my origin. Babu, how much time you need to cache? 12 hours. Babu, which places that you need to cache? Only Europe or all. You can put all also, no issues, right? And then you give all this information. And also, guys, there is also configuration that you can give. We call it as WAF. What is that? Web application firewall. What is that? Web application firewall. What does this WAF will do? No. So generally, many people will hack your websites. Correct? You have heard about many times our website got hacked. So how does they hack is they'll use https://boom.com is my website. And they will inject that URL with some nasty things. And also they'll use HTTP flooding. So HTTP flooding meaning where it will give so many requests, your server will blast in the backend. And also you have SQL injections will be there. So, and DDoS attacks will be there. So there are so many hacking and the attacks are happening on the URL level. So whenever, guys, whenever you hit https://boom.com, where does it will go and hit first? First which service? Route 53. From Route 53, it will go to the ELB. So if you have CloudFront, it will go to the CloudFront. So in the CloudFront, you can put a shield. You can put a shield. And what is the shield name is? WAF. What's the shield? WAF. If any injections or any DDoS attacks is coming, that will hit the shield and they cannot enter inside. So like this, you can secure your application. That's right. So write down WAF. It is used to secure the application. WAF, web application firewall. WAF is used to secure the application. In brackets, preventing attacks. Preventing attacks. Preventing attacks. What attacks? Hacking, write down hacking, comma, SQL injections, comma, hacking, comma, SQL injection, comma, DDoS attacks. DDoS, DDoS. DDoS, DDoS, DDoS attacks, etc. Phishing and all. Huh? DDoS attacks. Okay. DDoS is full only like, single word only. DDoS. I'm asking you guys to write in your book, maintain one book. Okay. So WAF. Any question? No. Okay. WAF, right? Good. So what is the seeds and peats meaning? I didn't understand. Can you please elaborate? How frequently the edge location is updated with the dynamic data? Based on TTL. Fantastic. Based on TTL. Is it possible to invalidate the cache? Yes, we can go and invalidate the cache. So any other questions, guys? Sir, if it is for diameter, which is changing every minute, I will stock market, how is it managed? So you should not use that CloudFront. CloudFront is for mainly caching purpose. Let's say you have lots of huge reports, right? Huge reports that customers are using it to open that reports. Let's say BI tools, Power BI tools and all, right? So do you need to go and get the reports all the time to go in Mumbai application server, database server, and then get the fetch the data all the time? No. So you generate the reports first time, and the second time all the reports will be stored in the cache. So next time it will be very fast, and that will also be used like that. And also second thing is like all your websites, applications, images, scripts, everything will get cached over there. So next time you don't need to go to the origin server, you can from the edge location itself, you can do the caching. And also if you want to have live data like this, will you go for caching? No, don't go for caching. You have another techniques for do that. Is it clear? Any other? How to invalidate the cache share? How questions are all about hands-on. How meaning I cannot show it like click that, click this now. So how meaning you need to park that question. Okay. Is CDN only managed by AWS? What do you think? CDN, Content Delivery Network, is managed by us or CDN? AWS, sorry, AWS, right? It's AWS. It's a private network of AWS, no? Write down CDN is equal to private network of AWS. Yeah, there is, Rahul, there will be a connection timeouts and all. You can handle those timeouts on the CDN level as well. And this CloudFront also use, CloudFront will also help for compressing your image objects. Let's say you have a nice website. There you have my 2 photos are there. One is I'm doing Bharatanatyam. Another things I'm doing disco, right? So for example, so you are opening that website. So if it is very slow, if you don't have CloudFront, so how does my image will come? Slowly, tuck, 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 slowly, right? How it is revealing slowly, it will get revealed like that. By the time will you wait? You cannot wait. So first time you might get like this, but if you have configured the CloudFront, all these photos are stored where? Edge locations. So whenever you open the website, all the photos will come just like that immediately. So you will get a faster response. Using CloudFront, your application performance will increase. Right on. With CloudFront, your application performance will get increased. With CloudFront, application performance will increase. And write down also, CloudFront compress the objects. CloudFront, yes, we need to activate Anil. CloudFront compress the object to transfer the data fastly. CloudFront compress the objects to transfer the data fastly. No, I'm Puranjaya. I'm dictating. You need to write. That's why I'm putting. So you want me to write all these things here? So CloudFront, what did I say? Compress the objects. Objects are nothing but here images, files and all. Compress objects to transfer the data fastly through network. Okay, CloudFront is this. Oh, wow. Okay, ma. Any questions still here? You understood? So let me stop it here itself. That's fine. But there is a question. What if edge location is down accidentally? Is that possible? And do you think there will be only one edge locations? No. You just go to Google today and just type edge locations in India. Just find out where are the edge locations. It will be in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Delhi. Don't ask me. Where, sir, is there in edge locations in Nellore? Or in my Vetapalam? No. Guntur and all. Huh? Does CDN connects 2 countries, sir? Do we need to worry about the CDN network? No. So AWS will handle it. So data will be delivered through that CDN AWS private network to the edge locations. Okay, take the screenshots. Okay. There is a question. Puppy.jpg to apple.jpg changes reflect immediately. Immediately, yes. When? If you invalidate the cache. If you invalidate the cache, changes will be immediately affected. But if not, you need to wait for TTL time. So say TTL time, 12 hours in example. So Manikanta is saying there are 30 edge locations in India. Just imagine how much fast you will get it. So each and every place, you no need to go to origin. Your edge location will get the answers. No. So TTL is a configuration in the CloudFront itself. Lambda is for complete automations. So no need to use Lambda for the TTLs here. So some people say 33 edge location in Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and all. Okay, that's fine. So okay, good. Jayant, you're asking what is invalidate the cache now? What is invalidate the cache? Invalidate the cache meaning deleting the cache. Invalidating cache is nothing but deleting the cache. Simple as that. How can we know we need to use the CloudFront? If your customer started shouting on you. Simple, no? Simple. If a customer is starting shouting, Babu, your website is very damal, duskun, and then, oh, you need to say that, oh my God, website is very slow. What should I do? Go and implement CloudFront. Simple. Yes, correct. Okay, so good. So can you give the final CC for today, please? Super. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you. Hold on. No. Hold on. So I asked WhatsApp group, no? WhatsApp group. Yeah. Hold on. So who is that? Srikanth? No, don't click on the group. Hold on. Don't click on the links yet. Srikanth, you there? Did he left? Did you create a WhatsApp group? Can you put the link here? Okay. So guys, everyone, can you please join this group? Oh. Okay, so I'll take this group and probably I'll put that. Did you guys Google Classroom links? You got no? Some people got no? Okay. So online guys, join it. So for offline. So all the PPTs notes I'll upload in that Google Classroom. So check from, you have admin Rajesh, right? So please check with him. So probably he will send the links soon. So I'll put this link there maybe that you can use it, or else you can take a photo and then try to join. You are very talented, no? I know. Everyone online, guys, did you join that group? Super. Don't worry, notes I told you will get it. Okay, great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.